Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. Quite an effort to get this mobile rig going. I was out on a walk about a half hour ago. And I said, why not use my rig? And I had to put my rig back together because I kind of cannibalized it for the vehicle, and something I got to take care of and order sufficient cabling. My cabling, that cables from Amazon don't always last. So I should be complaining about them and getting them replaced. I just, of course, it's easier not to, but financially, I don't know. So again, the key is this. Why cause yourself grief? Now, I'll tell you, yes, it hasn't been grief for you before, and it worked. But there are time-proven methods, time-proven realities, time-proven tactical operations and methods that have been proven to cause less grief. And one of the things that's going on is people getting away with things. Yeah, the deep state took over, and that's Republican, Democrat, Green Party. They're in every segment of society. It's the same thing as the beast. Oh, I have to give you an update, but not really an update because I've said it before, but we're at 6-6. 6-6 denotes, at least at this point, it may denote something to you differently, that we're two-thirds of the way to 666. Now, the son of perdition is different than the antichrists. The antichrists have been here back when the disciples were here. They were already here. And there isn't one main antichrist. There's the son of perdition who ushers in the beast's kingdom on earth. When I woke up, no matter what the Bible meant when they wrote it, 666, and this is one thing it means. It can mean several things. 666 is the number of the men underneath the son of perdition. And that number is 666 antichrists. But it's not really the big be-all, because there's antichrists, there's devils, there's demons, there's witches, there's sorcerers, different types of devils. So again, that might mean that we have two-thirds of the 666, which could fluctuate. One passes on, 5 come on, whatever it is. But we're two-thirds of the way, which could also mean, we're two-thirds of the way evil on this planet. So we're getting close, but not quite there. But it could change in a day, remember that. Because a day is 1,000 years, 1,000 years is a day. So some kind of weird moon's coming out here shortly, a blue moon or something, a blue-red moon or a blue blood moon or something. You can thank Chuck Hagee for that. I think he's the original blood moon guy. Everybody else talks about a different moon. So the Republican Party is diluted at this point. And it's kind of weird because the thought came up just prior, while I'm trying to set all this up and just prior to come out here. Some of it's self-delusion. Well, they pay for polls that say Trump's going to win. It's a election trick. People want to be with the winner. So if the polls say Trump's going to win, he'll get might be 1% to 5% or something like that of the vote, just based upon being predicted to win. That's why you hear him always saying that. But when you get to the geographic layout of those polls, and I've been telling you for years that they're cheating by calling into certain zip codes or area codes or both and getting the people that they want. Now, Russians, let's say it's an online poll. You just contact somebody and they contact somebody. Russians can make sure you only contact Trump supporters, or 2/3 of the poll is Trump supporters, which would push it in Trump's favor. Now, what does that mean? Anybody that's going to cheat in an election, that's what they would do, because that way it wouldn't look weird, right? Well, Trump was scheduled to get 2/3 of the vote, or predicted to get 2/3 of the vote, and he got 2/3 of the vote. But in reality, they cheated. So, all fairness to the GOP, Trump doesn't have the percentage that it says. It pays to cheat for Trump. It doesn't pay to tell the truth. But, I'm hearing from a couple people, and, McConnell's face comes up, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's McConnell, but it's Republicans, in that orbit. And what they don't understand is why they backed Ramaswamy to the point where he looks like he might be the one that's going to be, and he has so much baggage. Well, again, the goal is to get a certain percentage of the swing vote, whether you like them or not. Now, one of the problems with the swing vote at this point is Trump burned so many people that they don't trust the Republican Party, and also the Republican Party with all these changes. Again, being conservative, you kind of you live and let live to a certain degree. You don't disrupt. It's not conservative to disrupt, because that's how the Republican Party lasted so long. Now they may call that a rhino and all that, but it's bullshit. Tactically, it's unsound to do what you're all doing. You have to unradicalize the Republican Party. I mean, you got a guy that insulted Juneteenth. No, it's no little thing. And I guarantee he's an elitist. Well, is Biden? Yeah, Biden's an elitist, but at least he passes the buck down the road to the poor people to a certain degree. Again, there are Democrats that are in the deep state, so that means that money could be used to empower the criminal enterprise, or a criminal enterprise. Like I told you, they have charity mafias. Nobody gets to do charity if the mafia doesn't approve. All right, are we here? Yeah, okay, my sound's still on. Yeah, I couldn't get the sound on. I kept switching cables, so I got a lot of cables that are either the wrong spec or I have to throw them away. A couple of them look like they need to be thrown away. So we get back to those operations. Since the beginning of automobiles, people knew to not stand in front of one of them while they were moving. It's that simple. I'm not trying to disrespect your hero, but again, what is it actually doing? It's dumbing down the entire process and alienating people. So again, the idea is to train people not to get in front of a vehicle. Because I'm telling you, I can feel it. At a certain point, they're going to say, no, you get charged, because nobody gets in front of a moving vehicle. You're supposed to get away from it. So again, God might be protecting you from prosecution, but you're not supposed to do what? Tempt thy Lord thy God. So what you're supposed to do is say, hey, we're tempting the Lord our God to protect us from prosecution because we're stepping in front of this vehicle so we can shoot somebody. Because we're so obsessed with the entire process instead of just standing back and just flowing with what law enforcement is supposed to be. Like I said, the best SWAT team operators are not connected like that. They're not obsessed. They're just, you see this, you analyze it, you take action based upon the best course of action, not, I'm going to get this at MFR. And that's where our problems are with SWAT teams, because they're so obsessed with the whole thing, they end up shooting somebody. Now, there are other SWAT teams that take their time. The officers in Oklahoma, they did the right thing, but, they're there that long, they could have called in some other officers. Set it up a little better. Still might end up with an officer shot. Again, I'm not telling you that the end isn't going to be the same, but there are tactical and technical and police science things that aren't being adhered to, and then we have an issue. So again, what am I doing? I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to tell you again. So that way it gets in your heads. And again, certain people are listening, and they'll hopefully pass it around. So the Marshal Service ended up shooting somebody when they boxed them in. I don't have video of it. I don't know if anything could have been done better. They should look at it to see if anything could have been done better. That's what you do. It's not to say that it was wrong. It's just to say, hey, let's try this next time. Again, how do you think the body bunker was developed? Well, we got to do something. What should we do? Well, what if we had like a shield? Well, what can we make it out of? So again, that's how the process moves forward instead of backwards. So again, there's nothing wrong with high intensity enforcement, especially after an officer was shot. But it's not there to infringe upon rights, to harass, or anything like that. And it's not to target certain racial groups, etc. Now you have to realize that poor people, you'll find a reason to pull poor people over more than anyone else. So kind of like bail. And again, that's why they're trying to maybe change that, how we, in some areas, the vehicle stops are done differently. They don't kind of go after your tail lights out. There's generally poor people. And back to that idea, I'll bring that up again. States should approve for indigent, not just it wouldn't be indigent, but people that have to get to work and they don't have money. Essentially what we're going to look at, but also mom with kids doesn't have money, has a little bit of income, dad has to make decisions, whoever it is has to make decisions, and they say, well, we got to let the insurance go this month, whatever it is. So the state should say, well, we should be, maybe they could contact a pantry or something and get the food somewhere else. So let's take some money that we would have put into something else and put it into a registration insurance package. And if they're under a certain level of income and they show a need, then we provide them with insurance registration and an inspection or whatever it is. Now, a bunch of Christian people are cursing me right now. But, that's probably Jesus' plan if he were here. I was in Oklahoma, and I saw a woman painting her temporary tag. I was like, this is bad. I think I brought this up before. I think that's when I brought it up. So again, you could be angry at her and say she needs to be arrested, but we can also say, hey, let's get some people that can't afford registration have a need for registration. Get anybody that works that can't afford insurance or registration. I mean, you look at their income, and if they can't really afford it, then they deserve maybe help, and then it helps us because then we don't have to pull them over, and if there's an accident, they're covered, and all the other things. And over time, we should see uninsured motorist coverage, the cost for it maybe drop a little bit. I mean, it's not all that much, but. They blocked me from calling my insurance company to find out how to maybe get a letter from them to try to discount my insurance because it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault at all, actually. Again, I was in Texas. The deep state was there. They were actually following me. They probably cursed me, and that's how it happened. May have actually been the guy behind me as to why I needed to move forward at that moment, or I would have waited, another couple minutes. So again, their watches are bullshit. I realize that you're doing some work, but you're also using it for criminal enterprise. Therefore, the rest of the watch is bullshit. Just a cover story. I hate to use the word just, and that they've been willing that. Again, their magic is up. I meant to pass that on. The evil magic is up. All sorts of crazy stuff's happening. Seeing is kind of almost obliterated right now. Well, if you let Trump go, we'll let you see. No, because this will happen again. If you would just commit suicide, we would let you see. I mean, that's where it goes. I'm crunching time for you. They're all full of shit. So again, they're scorched earth policy as far as seeing and all of that. They're in my bank accounts. Some of it was physical, but some of it's metaphysical. So because they worked for Satan, again, Satan, Chase Bank worked for Satan, and closed my account. But that gave them additional way now to curse my credit card and all this other stuff. So remember, I told you that's how it works. They work physically for Satan, and then Satan gives them additional power or anti-power to harm people. So now their will is causing this one credit card they're cursing to. I had to change it like 3 or 4 times in like a month and a half. It's crazy, but it was a security risk kind of thing. But I'm just gonna. What they're doing is they're trying, and they're cursing like the $200 if you spend $2,000 in 3 months. They're cursing that. So I'm waiting for it to get here, and I believe they held it up. I'm not sure, but it looks like they held it up for a couple days. I was being delivered. When it does get here, I'm just going on a spending spree with it. Everything. I'm going to pay for everything with it. All I have to do is pay my rent with it. I'll lose like 3% bonus on it, but that's $3 times 300 or something if I pay for like a week. Or $3 times 3. That'd be like $9. So again, I read everything that they do, and I don't always speak about everything. They're trying to game me hard. They want to say like I was gay for like 40 years. That's really what they want to do. This is how their mind works and how their system works. Send the people that Giuliani speaks about. I got investigators that ruin your life. Send them, and they're criminals. They're criminal spycraft operators. That's really what they are. Send them, and then we'll say the person was that way beforehand. Oh, you mean you're admitting you're gay? No, you're gay. And you're a gayer, and you make everybody else gay. Although you're probably heterosexual, but inside gay. And you're psychosexually making people gay. That's what drives them half the time. I used to sit around my office, right? And these are big Trump supporters because they were into that bullshit show. You're fired. All my coworkers, not all of them, again, but like 7/10. What is that number? 7. Can we reduce that? 3.5 fifths. Yeah, they drink 3.5 fifths. Bunch of alcoholics. But they were into that show. But like I said, we used to have the state trooper. And he was on the he used to do the what do they call that? He was friendly with me. I was friendly. I told him I'll get into that later. But let me finish this. He used to do the lie detector test. That's it. So they would say, I swear he would like just fail people or just will it up, and they'd be like, ah. And it's nothing he liked better than getting a positive on bestiality. And he goes, "Oh, I got a positive on bestiality." I mean, this is where they all are. Everybody used to sit around and laugh when he came in because he used to work state police, and he used to come and work with us sometimes as a contractor. And everybody's like laughing and having a great day because somebody you failed the lie detector on bestiality. It's like the joy of joys. Oh, Dave's coming in today. I wonder if anybody failed the bestiality of the lie detector test for state trooper. But that's where they are. Like, make somebody gay and go, ah. Now, probably a couple of them are gay. They're probably gay back then. I mean, they're just like, the power type gay. I'm going to make everybody gay. But they're inside. Oh, they're heterosexual. But you see what happened, right? Back then, a takeover of government, what I speak about, the Kill Luna, that's kind of like the John the Baptist effort for the Antichrist, for Trump. They're devils, man. So they took over the government, and eventually Trump becomes the big boss. I don't think he won, believe me. Because the Republicans, especially Trump, project so much, they must have won. So again, that's what that was. That was the beginning of working into Trump as president. And then all the law enforcement officers were told to rough people up. That was their dream. To be the you're fired cop in whatever place they want to fire people. And whatever the firing isn't just from a job, from life, from income, from health. They'll go to hell. That's what the Bible describes as the individuals that are going to go to hell. What happens is they point to people Jesus forgave. Again, remember, it says if you don't let them enter in, how are they going to enter in? You have the control positions. And you've antied your societies. On top of that, I know you're turning them gay. You should see how long and how devoted they are to changing people's sexuality. It's disgusting. And then they'll go, well, their detectives will protect them. Go, well, this guy is definitely possibly a serial killer of gay people because of what he's saying. I mean, can you see? I mean, this is who they are. They're sickos. No, it's not a blue line. It's Satan. Believe me, I've been a serial killer in their minds. They fantasize about it. Now they don't believe it, but when they're fantasizing, they're projecting, they're spelling, they're cursing, they're willing, they're blocking anything else. Power is what they say. Wherever I crime, I investigate, then I admit. That's how they do it. And they say that's the psychology. See, he knows it. But again, they're projecting. So I'm like, this is my move to lose weight. Hopefully it doesn't get too warm. I got to drop about 10, 15 pounds. At least. But that's the target. Once I get there, I'll reassess. Yeah, like like 3 or 4 days before I went to look at that latest apartment, which was a very nice apartment, very well priced. But I said, I don't want to live off the highway anymore. I do not want to live off the highway. I don't want to open my door and I got a pretty good apartment or a room. When I moved in here, I studied on the Google Maps. I did a map recon, drove around looking at the roads and all that. And I said, okay, the most quietest spot's going to be on this side. So I do have probably one of the quietest spots in the place. You come out front here, it's really noisy. I knew I didn't want to be here. Some people get stuck out here because they don't know to ask. But this is how it happened. I went in there. I was like, I'll be in my apartment. And then I was like, well, let me look out here on the patio, the balcony, because I bought that recliner chair. And this is just the other part. I bought the recliner chair. I can put that on my patio in my new apartment when I get it. That was a folding recliner I bought for the room here. I've been broadcasting from it when I'm inside. It's like, oh, what's the patio like? Yay! And I go out there, and all of a sudden, there's it's either 35 or the other one. Semi. Oh, it's good. Well, do I really need a patio? Huh? So again, it was ill-fated. And I thought I found a specialized alloy, like some screaming crazy price. Now it was a 2021. And maybe I did. I don't know. Were those 2021s? I have to look at that. They may have, they could have bought it out and erased it, so it doesn't exist anymore. But it's like a 2021 specialized alloy for $1,600. New, that's, it's fair, I would say. And of course, they're all overpriced anymore, but they're starting to drop back down. And that's 140 millimeter up front, I think, and 130 millimeter in the back, I think. And there's a ton of specialized frames, but not in my size, that you could buy. Because then I'm like, well, I'll just build my own. And there's all these really nice frames, but they're still a little high because they're years old. Not that, 2018 or something like that, 2017. For my riding, that's fine. But I think the craziest thing in the world, anyway, rich people are into it. But the latest bike. Oh yeah, yours is 3 years old. Oh yeah. Ooh. They saw you come and spend an extra $2,000 on the bike. How you doing? Heal them there. Royal. So Drudge has a nice flow in his on his page recently. Not that it has Trump on there. I'm not too into that. It's some of it, yeah, but let's rub it in. I'm joking around online. Like I said, I don't care if he gets convicted. I think he probably should go to prison, and I believe he sold everyone out. other than the crooks. The crooks love him. But that's who he's upping. Like Trump can hold his thumb up to you all day, but he's not going to up you unless you're a crook like him, because that's where his heart is. That's how it works. And plus, he's pretty darn selfish. He didn't deliver. I don't believe he delivered. I mean, most of what he did was what I told the Republican Party to do for like 10 years. Or I guess less than that. At that point, it was like 6 years or something. How you doing? Just want to let these vehicles go by. They're still stealing my stuff. They think it's funny. Everybody steals my stuff and doesn't pay me. Or allow, again, if they would just go away, like force those people to go away, my life would have picked up and it'd been fine. It did, actually. And they got word that I was like in yoga in California. They came out to kill it. And of course, there's plenty of people who want to make that money, want to have that status. I was perfect for Venice Beach. They just had to let my life unfold. They're all plastic fake. So again, it is what it is. Is she pulling forward? Was she? I saw that woman earlier. So I'm gonna heal her. So we're at a half hour. That's not bad, huh? So again, you have to make sure officers know not to run in front of a vehicle, because they get in their mind they have to arrest somebody. But again, you'll have an opportunity to arrest that person, or if they'll drive off the road, or you'll shoot them anyway. So again, why not make it like what every other normal person would do around a vehicle? Because even if nobody judges you for it or criticizes you for it or says anything about it other than what they usually say, there is a world around you, a metaphysical world, that will take law enforcement down for being so ignorant. Well, based upon the larger picture, you're not always in that mode, so don't be in that mode. But, have your cake and eat it too. We're in that mode when we want to be in it. We're not in that mode when we don't want to be in it. So again, even that argument loses. So that was really strange. It came in a feed. It said she just started her Twitter page or X page. The police chief in Kansas City. So again, she's trying to, it's very short, so I wasn't 100% sure what she was saying. So again, she's not getting out with her inference. Something's blocking. But she essentially wanted everybody to work together to make a safer city. Well, she said to work in the city. That kind of threw it off. Work, live, enjoy life, liberty, happiness. Maybe that's what you meant. You have the name of Jesus. There's a shift change in here at the front office. The funny part is the front office has a different address than the rest of the extended stay. So it confuses the hell out of some people. Because they're like, oh, I'm looking for this address. No, that's that address. Go over there. Delivery people and that aren't regulars. And then people looking to stay here. Well, that's 8025. I'm looking for the other address. So I don't know why they did that. But actually, it's weird around here, especially when we Overland Park. Where Overland Park starts and ends, where Lenexa starts and ends, where Olathe starts and ends. It's got to look goofy on a map. It doesn't make any sense to us. On the ground, it makes no sense. It probably looks good on a map, but on the ground, it doesn't make any sense. Where am I now? Oh, okay. Oh, we're still there? No, you took 3 steps. Now you're in the other location. Oh, you took 3 more steps. Now you're in the other location. Or the other city. I guess the post office did it. That's what the inference is. I'm not the only one that noticed that. Like, I didn't say anything. I noticed it, but I didn't say anything. But then, then like somebody else said it. I'm like, yeah. And another person said it. Oh, that's nice. New license plate. Okay. Windows are tinted pretty dark. I don't know if they're in there or it's in there. Actually, that could be a victim of a crime. Somebody could have stole her plate. Cops have pulled people over. And, what do you mean? Oh my God, my plate's not there. So usually if I start saying this kind of stuff, there's probably time to start looking at that kind of stuff. So again, somebody in law enforcement should start passing that around that we need to shore up a couple areas. All these people be like, oh, you're fired, Trump. It's like, what? I wish I could get married. I know I just got to separate and divorce, but I'm looking for women. At the same time. So they torture me, and then like I find myself stuttering while I'm trying to speak to women. It's because they tortured me. It's not because that's the way I was. I mean, I speak to people all day long. It's like you can't help it. I mean, it's real torture. I'm not joking. I mean, they treat Russians better than they treat. Whoa, we're not telling you us about you. See, that's where they go with it. That's sick. That's why Russians are millionaires and our people are poor. They're not intelligent. They're not even okay. The system would kill them in a second if our law enforcement and government people wouldn't kowtow to their money. Because they're dirty, shitty criminals, just like Trump and his cronies. But again, the Ukrainians are the same thing. Bunch of mafias running the world. And you think God's going to let it go forever? Slowly degrading into hell, isn't it? It is for Trump, right? Trump knows what it is to be fucked now, huh? Have fun in a fuckland, Trump. Giuliani and all his fuckheads. A few of you still running around Kansas here, doling out the money. You'll be in fuckhead land pretty soon. Or fucked head land. I think it's funny when they torture people. Now God's torturing every last one of them. I told you, it just takes God a few years to get it on. It's in all the scriptures. You know what? This is probably my card I dropped. Thanks, God. Card to get in my room. Trump ran a deep state, man. They come in, they give whoever's sitting president's people some money, some way, some whatever it is, and then they go ahead, do it. That's how it works. That's how the people in my office got anywhere in life. Put out some money. And of course, the Biden machine's not looking too okay anymore. They're crooks, man. They're letting the crooks run the United States because they give them money. Or they'll operate somebody for them. Don't act surprised. I told you when this thing started, when you got in office, you're probably going to get about 6 months before things start tanking a little bit. His economy, what? Did you want to know about his economy, all of you? What people are paying for an apartment? That eats his economy right up. Trump couldn't do any better. Trump built the bubble. And in fact, Trump's people are helping crash the economy. So when Republicans, oh, look, the economy's doing much better now that the Republicans in. Trump's got mafiosos back him. Oh, I used to be a hitman in the mafia. I mean, it's horrible that they charged my boss Trump. Because he not like that, Trump, not like that. What about Giuliani? Trump's right-hand man? I know investigators. That's the new hitman and hitwoman. Investigators. Been that way for at least 20 years. Actually, 28 years. All these billionaires you see on the planet that use those people, they're going to hell. There's no way out. That's why they all took over the church, so they could define who's going to hell instead of all the rich people that are using private eyes and criminals to kill out somebody in the community. No, they're psychotic. It's just like, well, that person over there. That's the way they are sometimes. Now, not every story is that. The other story is my girlfriend thought he was a good-looking guy. Now he can't even get out of bed. Right, Trump? Right? Right, Biden? Right? They got Biden on public recording talking about racketeering and strong arming and organized crime effort. You made your bed, Biden. Call him Biden. You're laying it, believe me. Now, of course, you're going to move on pretty soon, but you'll go to hell. I don't care. The Bible tells you can't get out of it by feeding people. Either you're in with God or you're not. And again, all those people that aren't in with God and don't have anything, it doesn't matter there. Biden's been in office long enough that my life should have been easy sailing into Kansas. Because they disrupted me 6 months ago, I'm not in a place now. Now, does that mean I support the Republicans? No, they're fuckheads too. That's what they call all of you, fuckheads. Well, the apartment is my key to massage therapy, and they know it. So again, it's really an effort to deny me health care. Or go for the piece of shit massage therapists that we have that would take $10,000 to do anything they ask and make a false statement. And the piece of shit state trooper or police officer that takes that statement for another $10,000.
So you don't want to fix the world for everyone else? Then fuck all of you too. Have fun in hell, fucks. Pretty soon there'll be nothing left. I told you how it works. Saudi Arabia knows what it's doing. Building a biosphere. Live inside all day. Why? You think it's funny to try to make people shut-ins. You try to make me a shut-in for about 30 years. So the whole world is going to be a shut-in. Just you see. Just wait. I won't be here when you're all shut-ins. But it'll happen. The whole world will be a shut-in. Nobody's going to be able to go outside because you think it's funny, copper. Because you think it's funny, PI. Because you think it's funny, president. Because you think it's funny, congressman, congresswoman, senator. Massage therapist. Doctor. Date appointed has come. Everybody on the planet's going to be a fucking shut-in. Because you think it's funny making people shut-ins. And I'm not the only one. Hundreds of thousands of people. Ha ha ha, right? Well, we're not crucifying people. I mean, it's a civilized society. No, it's not. It's much, much, much worse. The deception has increased. Well, you better find the courage to get rid of that system. They fear Biden by saying he's a pedophile, and then he won't help people. They just let him help people where he's allowed to. But it's organized crime, Russians, and all those type of people. Meanwhile, people out here are pushing through to help them under worse conditions. So again, we have this issue of narcotics, and again, we have this piece of shit, DeSantis. He's going to use my plan, and he's going to stop it. Bullshit. He's going to take whatever money it takes to get them off his back. They'll pay him. They'll fear him and pay him, and he won't do anything. It's not just part of the corruption. It's just his corruption versus everybody else's corruption. No, we're not handing money. Well, we do hand some money out because it's dangerous to go after more. But it's an honest effort. Please, we showed you. I spent millions of dollars doing this. And all he had to do was let me live my life. And I would have been so far into life, not even focused on a single one. Because that's where God would have put my mind. Like he did when I went to Venice. So they throw all these women at me all these years. And supposedly I am somehow weak because there's 25 law enforcement officers, 10 intelligence officers, and a bunch of members of the community making money and ill-gotten gains, trying to twist my mind all day. Was that one? I mean, what are you supposed to do? That woman looks interested, right? Try to talk to her. But then they will you not to talk to the person. So first, you got to break through that will. Then you talk to the person, and she's a bitch. A nasty piece of shit bitch. Oh, gee, detectives, this means he's going to kill people. Meanwhile, they killed people with that. Suicides all over Naples, Florida. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Next to Kansas. How you doing? All right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. Great. You take care. Have a great night. Fired. She got healed by a son of God. Oh, you see, that's crazy, isn't it? No, not at all. Bible tells me that I'm a son of God. Besides, God told me that. When Jesus actually came up in the mind and he was like, "You're a son of God." I'm like, "Yeah, I know that. God told me." He goes, "No, but look at the scripture." So when they say something outside of God saying it to you, it says it in the scriptures. Oh, but you're not saved. We are. Because you said, fuck you. Like I said, there's people who come to this planet, they don't got to meet anything. They just got to be here, go through it, and go home. So again, on this planet is an angel army that's not required to do anything. Sons and daughters of God. They're just here to be censors for God. Because God can't read anything that you're all saying because it's all lies. That's why it takes God so long to react. Go through the Bible. Don't let them tell you that they didn't curse. I understand the Bible tells you not to curse. But if God tells you to curse, then you curse. Oh, God wouldn't tell you to curse us. We're wonderful people. We're a special community of people that take care of the world. And as soon as you go to that community, they take money to kill people. And they call it God. Trump invoked God and shit on people. Trump invoked God, took money and shit on people, and encouraged people to shit on people. I'll speak your language all day. Oh, in our church, we don't speak that language. Well, you probably should. But that's really what you're doing. Keep cursing me while I'm walking. I don't care. Oh, this is going to require you to investigate me longer, and now you'll call the Secret Service to say, fuck you, Biden? After what you did to me and quote unquote, tested me, and I did nothing to anybody? Oh no, our detectives believe there's cases that we don't know about. After you watched me every day and knew my exact location? There's cases somewhere? That's the key, is to keep the case open so nobody gets to look at it. Because none of it makes any sense. You'll go to hell for it, all of you. I don't act out. You're going to hell. That's enough for me. You're going to hell. There's no way out for your type of people. The everyday person doesn't have a worry in the world because of how you have treated me. Let be the other witnesses here. God, there's no way these people could not be gay. There's no way these people could not be out having sex. There's no way they can't be doing drugs. There's no way they can't be drinking to excess. There's no way with these devils that call themselves Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, Muslims, presidents, congressmen, senators, police officers, intelligence officers, massage therapists. There's no way metaphysically possible for that not to happen. They are what we wrestle against. They are on the planet. They are in bodies. And they are the worst devils that I've ever seen in my billion years of existence. It's them. They're your trouble, God. They're what Jesus described. So, okay, laugh it up. You screwed up Larry's laugh another 6 months to a year. Laugh it up. Have fun in hell, because it's going to get worse. Well, stay peaceful, and I'm honest about that. I wanted Trump. I wanted Biden. All these people wanted Hillary Clinton. All these candidates. Just tell people to be peaceful. And then we'll be okay. They won't do it, but I tell you that. But see, I'm the violent person because I tell you to be peaceful. You see how that works, right? Call evil good, good evil. Look in the news. Do you see anything about an Overland Park cop raping somebody? Disappeared out of the news. What do you think happened to those people? They got followed. Cops followed them around until they took that out of the news. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God and all that